And action. Want to have the power to give someone you don't like or someone who may be planning to leave you, knowingly give that individual HIV? Just move to California. What's up, folks? So, we're just gonna jump right into the commentary. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know anything about this story when it happened. I didn't know anything about this happening in California, and yet it doesn't surprise me. So, it seems like if you have HIV and you have sex with someone and you know you have HIV and you give it to that person, well, that's no longer a felony. Okay, we're gonna jump right into this story. Now, I'm not reading the whole thing, so if you want to know more, I'll put the link in the description and you can read it for yourself. So, knowingly exposing others to HIV is no longer a felony in California. California lawmakers have passed legislation to reduce the penalty for those who knowingly or intentionally expose others to HIV without their knowledge, rolling back a law that mostly affected sex workers. The bill, SB 239, which was approved by the Democrat-controlled state legislature in September and signed into law by Governor Jerry Brown on Friday, will lower the charges for these acts from a felony to a misdemeanor when the law goes into effect in 2018. The act of knowingly donating HIV-infected blood, also a felony now, will be decriminalized. What the absolute heck? The statutes that the new laws revised date back to the late 1980s, when AIDS had emerged as a public health crisis in cities such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. Fear and misinformation about the disease's potential to spread ran high as the authorities struggled to get a handle on the new epidemic, and a spate of legislation about HIV exposure cropped up across the country. Supporters of the reform push in California, which included a broad coalition of public health, LGBT, ABCDFG, HIJK, LML, PQRSYZ, civil liberties, and HIV groups in the state, described the laws as outdated and ineffective, pointing to statistics that showed that the vast majority of convictions were related to sex workers, who are required to undergo testing for HIV after being convicted of crimes such as solicitation. In the case of the laws around blood donation, research has shown that the laws was probably never enforced and probably did little to enhance the screening measures that already exist to identify sources of infected blood. If you are a sex worker and you solicit someone and you're HIV positive, you're guilty of a felony before any contact occurs, said California Senator Scott Wiener, a co-sponsor of the bill. These laws are so draconian that you can be convicted of a felony and sent to state prison even if you engage in behavior that creates zero risk of HIV infection. Man, listen to that nonsense. Listen to that garbage. Now, I'm not saying people should be charged or arrested before they've even done anything, but this guy is talking like these women are en masse letting the truth out before anything happens. Come on. Look. I'm about to be bluntly honest about it. I highly doubt these prostitutes or these hoes are going to people and saying, before you give me that money, before you pay for this body and give me that money or that check or however they do it, you see these titties and this vagina that you're about to engage in, well, I kind of have HIV, just so you know. Man, if you don't get out of here with that bull crap, darn well, the vast majority of these women and these men are not doing that, are not saying that mess before giving someone else HIV and getting that money. That's some bull crap. Now, there may be a tiny number of them with a prostitute with a heart of gold, I guess. There may be out there. There may be some who may say that beforehand. But again, I'm not saying they need to be arrested. However, but they've gone and just went completely left, which does not surprise me. So instead of finding a way to fix that so people aren't getting arrested for a felony before anything has happened, which I'm pretty sure is like 95 or 98% of the time, they'll have sex without saying anything. But to be fair, instead of them finding a solution for that, they've now gone and say, hey, even if you do give someone HIV, even if you do go ahead and ruin someone's life and you know you have it, that's no longer a felony, which it should be. I mean, this mess is ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous.
But wait, Jojo.
Who? Rucker, I told you don't call me.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm sorry. I meant, wait, Jo-Bino. You can't say that. What about the ladies? We have to protect the ladies, right? And this bill would see to it that more and more women are not arrested.
Man, what the heck did you just say?
What I mean is, if this law will protect more women for being in jail, or being put in jail rather, on the man, but mostly the women, if this law protects all the women, then it's a good thing, you see? It's not their fault when people get STDs, Jo-Bino. I know you can't believe this is true, but it is.
Man, what kind of bull crap are you letting come out of your mouth, Rucker? First, this ain't any old STD. This is HIV. That's some serious stuff. Well, STDs in general are serious. But this is the juggernaut of STDs, bro. And the mess you're saying makes no sense. Look, if a woman or man, knowing that they have HIV, goes and have sex with someone and doesn't tell them beforehand, that mess is a felony. I don't give a darn what the idiots in California says. That mess is a felony, and it should be treated like a felony. And it should be a felony.
I have to say that I agree with Jo-Bino, Rucker. What you've just said is incredibly unreasonable. Women know what they're doing just as well as men know what they're doing. To knowingly give someone HIV and ruin that individual's life should be a felony. There is no question about that. This is yet another one of those horrendous human actions that has me completely baffled, and I do not understand it.
Agreed. Now the real question is, why the heck is Rucker supporting this?
Oh,
I think I know why. I already know. See, I think you're acting like a simp right now because you're doing some things we don't know about, right?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, you know what I mean. Because when we're not looking, you out in those alleys having a good old time with some of these wholesome prostitutes, aren't you?
No, that is not true. That is a lie. 'Tis a lie, Joby. Oh, come now. Be nice to Rucker, Jo-Bino. Yes, be nice to me, Joby.
All right. Before we end this video, I want to go back for a second to the part about people donating blood. Now, there were some articles that said this bill allowed people to donate infected blood. Now, that's not true. It doesn't allow someone in the sense of telling them, hey, with this bill, you can now go and donate your HIV-infected blood. That's not the case. However, what it does do is if someone goes and donate their blood intentionally, then it's not a felony. It will be a misdemeanor. That's what the problem is. I don't care what anyone says. Knowingly and intentionally giving someone HIV when you know you have it and you do that crap anyway, that should not be a misdemeanor. That should be a felony. You should be in jail for a very long time. So they're talking as if the people against this bill is saying, hey, people with HIV are horrible and disgusting. Well, that's not it. That's not the case. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all. Some people get HIV through many ways. What we're saying is when you knowingly give someone HIV, you should be treated as a felon. That should be a felony, and you should have your behind thrown in jail for a long time. We're not criminalizing people with HIV. We're not criminalizing HIV itself. What we're doing is criminalizing people who knowingly and intentionally gives another person HIV, to which they should be. They should be. So for those thinking, well, I don't want to listen to you anyway. You guys aren't even human. Good point. So we decided to get some information from an actual human, Mr. B. Let's see what he had to say about this. I quote, I've gone to school with a lot of people back in the day who found out they had syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes, and in a couple of instances, HIV or AIDS. And while it's true that all of them were pretty upset and depressed about finding out they had these STDs, the ones who found out that they had AIDS or HIV were absolutely broken. Absolutely broken, to the point that one of them tried to commit suicide on 2 separate occasions. No one can say that comparing HIV to other STDs is the same, because it's not. There you have it, folks, from Mr. B himself. Now, let's be honest here. I don't give a darn what STD it is. If you knowingly give someone an STD, that should be a felony as well. But definitely HIV. Well, folks, that wraps up the video for today.
Goodbye. God bless.
We out. And cut.